everyone, I'm here with a first impressions of the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation and their matte primer. Now these you can purchase off the Illamasqua website or off Sephora or at Sephora. The Skin Base Foundation, I have two colors. I have shade 6 and shade 7. I think one is like pink with yellow undertones and one is yellow with pink undertones. When I did the first impression yesterday, I forgot to film an intro, so I'm filming that the next day, but I do have this on my face today. I am wearing shade 7 today. It says the Skin Base Foundation lets you effortlessly create a perfect complexion, and like the entire Illamasqua foundation range, is undetectable in professional HD environment, suitable for all skin types. In the demo you're about to see, I used shade 6, which is just a little light, so keep that in mind. I think I added some shade 7 to that after, but I'm wearing shade 7 on my face right now. And just to read off the Sephora website what the Skin Base Foundation claims to do, it retails for $42. Formula primes, controls shine, hydrates, and smooths your skin while providing a natural buildable coverage. It is sulfate-free, synthetic dye-free, no GMOs, and no triclosan, whatever. So anyways, that is what I'm wearing today, and I of course wear it in the video you're about to see, which was filmed yesterday. To see how it applies and my thoughts on it, then just stay tuned. So to start off, I'm going to use the Illamasqua matte primer, and I'm just going to give it a good little shake. I don't know if it needs to be shaken up, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I haven't used any of these products yet, so it's all first impressions. And it is a white, pretty liquidy consistency. I use my beauty blender lately to apply any kind of primer or foundation, so I'm just going to pat this all over my skin, and I have already moisturized my face. Really concentrate it into this T-zone area, and then I'll concentrate it a little bit onto my forehead as well. And it's very like liquidy. I think I already said that, but it's like kind of almost like a slippery water texture. And it is a squeezy tube, so I'm going to squeeze just a little bit on the back of my hand, and it is like a thick, creamy texture. I kind of just dabbing it on, and then I use my beauty blender to blend it out. I would recommend looking at swatches online because you will probably be a darker shade than you would expect, because I was looking at the lighter shades and realized that the light shades are very, very light. That's the one nice thing about these Illamasqua foundations, is there really is a great variety for fair-skinned people, because it's really hard to find foundations sometimes that are light enough when you are very, very fair. And you know, usually in the wintertime I am quite fair, and it's hard to find foundations that match that. Right now I'm definitely a little bit darker because I've been self-tanning. So I just wanted to do one side of my face so you could kind of see the coverage on it. I think the coverage is really good. For the most part, you could definitely see it covered quite a bit of redness. Pretty even. You could still kind of see your skin peeking through, so it's not like a super heavy full coverage foundation. And it feels really nice on the face. It feels like skin. It's very light feeling. I don't feel like I have a lot of foundation on or anything. So, and the color match is actually pretty good. So I think I'll just work with this color today. Alright, so that is one coat. It actually covers very, very nicely. I feel like I look super ghostly pale in the viewfinder. In person, it is a little light. Now that I have it on my whole face, I could have definitely gone darker. So next time I might try this shade 7 and see if that works. Otherwise, I might need to go like a whole category darker because I am quite tan. I mean, I don't know what's going to show up as far as how it translates through there, but it is showing up quite white in the viewfinder. I'm going to try turning the light down and see if that fixes it. So I turned one light down, and I feel like it still looks quite white, not as bad. But yeah, I definitely could go a shade darker. So definitely keep that in mind when you are ordering. If you're not able to swatch, I don't have a Sephora near me, so I was not able to swatch it in stores. I actually ordered it from the Illamasqua website. So I'm going to see how this wears throughout the day, and I will just, you know, warm my face up with some bronzer and all of that. So I will check back in with you. It is currently 7:31 and I will check back in with you. Okay, so I am back. It is 10:36. It's been about 3 hours. I just got back from walking the river trail and now I'm headed to the gym, so I am in my gym gear here. So I just wanted to do a check-in before to kind of show you how it's holding out. I did, you know, finish my face and bronzer and all that stuff. Warmed it up a little bit so it's not so pale. It still is a little light. I think next time I'll probably just use shade 7. I don't find that it's oxidized at all. I'm a little bit shiny, kind of a little bit in here and a little bit along my T-zone, which is interesting since I used a matte primer, but who knows. But anyways, it still holds up. It's not like oily shiny. It's just kind of like a dewy fresh look. So far, I think this would be a really good foundation for the spring summer because it feels super light on the skin and it's not like a completely matte finish, so it gives you kind of a little bit of glow and like skin-like texture look to your skin. So I really like it so far. So I'm gonna go work out and then I will check back in a little later and we'll see how well it's held up after a little bit of working out. So I will check back in. Hey guys, I'm back with a check-in. It is now 5:23. So I've had this foundation on since 7:30 this morning. I have done, you know, went for a walk. I did a little bit of workout, but it wasn't anything like hardcore cardio. It was mainly just free weights. It didn't really break a sweat or anything. And then just kind of normal stuff around the house. And as I'm looking in the mirror, there isn't really any shininess, really. I mean, I have a little bit of shininess right around here and maybe a tiny bit on the forehead, but it's not enough to where it's like an oily look to it. Just kind of more of a dewy, fresh type look. Because I definitely think there is a big difference between being oily and shiny and then kind of being dewy fresh. So I think that this is more of like a dewy fresh look now throughout after I've been wearing it kind of all day. It has held up pretty good. A couple places like right in between, right here, and a little bit on my nose, kind of the product has worn off a little bit, and that may be due to the fact that I usually don't do a cream highlighter, you know, kind of right in this area, and I did today, so it could have been partly to do with the cream highlighter that I used. Pretty well. I like the finish of it still. It feels like skin. It doesn't feel cakey, it doesn't look cakey. I feel like it looks really natural. Okay, so I'm back. This is the next day because I forgot to film an intro and an outro. And there goes the garbage truck. I actually really like the foundation. When I pair with the matte primer, I don't find that it makes me matte though. So I don't know if maybe the matte primer with other foundations will give it a more mattifying effect. I definitely I don't feel these are matte whatsoever with this primer, or the primer didn't keep me matte. I tried a different moisturizer today as well, and I did not use my serum either this morning. So I kind of switched things up to see if maybe it was my moisturizer that could have kind of gave it a little bit more of a dewy finish. But I've had it on now this morning for about 3.5 hours. I haven't touched up with powder, and I actually only powdered my T-zone with like a translucent, the Tarte translucent powder. I really like I love the coverage. It's definitely buildable. It's kind of like I think it's a medium coverage with one coat. You can definitely build it up to a little bit more of a fuller coverage, but it's a very natural appearance on the skin. It's not, I wouldn't say it's a dewy finish. It's kind of like between a dewy and a satin finish. It's really beautiful though. I think it's the perfect foundation for spring, summertime, or if you want that really fresh look. If you are super oily skin, I'm not sure if this would be the best because I'm kind of combo and I find that it gives me a little bit of dewiness to it. So if you're oily, I don't know. If you have dry skin, I think you will love this foundation. And so I actually really like it. I really am enjoying the fresh look. I'm usually more of a matte girl, like I like a matte face, but I'm actually really loving kind of that dewy glow. It's giving me like the really pretty dewiness in all the right places. And so I really like it. I would recommend it. If you're dry skin to normal skin, I think you will really like it. Just to keep in mind, you definitely probably want to go darker than you expect. I got, like I said, shade 6 and 7, and as you saw in the demo, shade 6 was super light, and shade 7 is what I'm wearing today, and it definitely matches a lot better, but it was still kind of light. So if you have the opportunity to go and try it at a Sephora store, I highly recommend doing that before purchasing, or look up some swatches, because even looking up swatches, I thought shade 6 and 7 might even be a little dark for me, but they turned out to be kind of light. So definitely expect to go darker than what you normally would. So that's another good thing about this, is that it caters to really pale skin tones, which is great because so many foundations, I know so many people that are very fair skin and it's hard for them to find foundations because they are all too dark, even the lightest shade, and this has some amazing light shades. So I really love this. I'm really happy with it. I definitely want to play with it a little more and see if I can maybe mix it with some more mattifying foundations to kind of like tone down the dewiness on the days that it's really hot and I might not want that extra like glowy look. But I definitely feel like it gives you that beautiful, like glowing from within, very healthy finish. Sometimes matte foundations can make you look not as healthy as like something that has a little bit of radiance to it, which I definitely think this foundation does. So I love this. I highly recommend checking it out. If you've tried this before, let me know your thoughts. And if you have any other Illamasqua products that you really love, let me know, because I'm obsessed with this line right now. So I hope you guys are all doing great, and I'll talk to you later. Bye! Bye!